Going to welcome to the show Israeli legal scholar Eugene Kantorovich. Welcome, Eugene. Before we talk, I'm just going to play what Donald Trump said about Hamas if they did not disarm, which they clearly have not done. Let's have a look at Donald Trump.
We have told them we want to disarm, and they will disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes, you say
because
quickly.
you always, everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm, or we will disarm them. Got it?
Well, look at Eugene. You know, I bow to no one in my admiration of President Trump and what he's achieved. But when he's saying that, I mean, palpably, we can see they have not disarmed to the extent they're on the street shooting people dead. They're calling collaborators. I was just talking to Jake Willis-Simon. He's seen some footage of them torturing some poor guy, chucking a great big concrete block on to his leg, and you see his leg break like that. This is going on right now. My question to you is, how much longer will Israel put up with this?
So Israel has so far, until a couple of days ago, put up with this because it needed the hostages back. And with the live hostages back, Israel can begin to think about responding. But I want to point out, in the 20-point plan, Hamas disarmament is a central part of that plan. But what's important, what I think made the 20-point plan such a breakthrough, is that Hamas is not a party to the plan. All previous plans depended on Hamas agreeing. Obviously, Hamas is not going to agree to its own extinction, but Hamas is the bad guy here. They are the terror group kidnapping and holding hostages. So previously, Hamas had been negotiated with as if it was an equal, as if it wasn't a designated terror group. So now the agreement was between the US, Israel, and Arab countries, Islamic countries, to get broad credibility in the Arab world. But Hamas is not a party, is going to be imposed on Hamas if it has to. The legitimacy of this comes from Qatar, Hamas's main backer, agreeing to it. Qatar might be playing both sides. Hamas, of course, Hamas did not sort of accidentally become jihadis dedicated to the murder of Jews. They really believe in this. So no kind of diplomatic solution is going to make them stop believing. What is important is that pressure was put on to get them to release the living hostages. That opens up much more potential for Israel to actually seek to forcibly disarm them.
And do you think that might happen, that, you know, now that the hostages have been released, you know, their last playing card, if you like, Hamas's last playing card, that given that they are quite clearly, in my view, taunting Israel, taunting the West, saying, look, we've still got our guns, and look, we're killing people on the streets. Do you think Israel, you know, will take action, will go in? Jake Wallace-Simon, I was just speaking to, he said that he sort of believes that Israel will probably have to finish the job with Hamas. Do you think that, Eugene?
Yeah, I think if there's to be any future for Gaza, you have to finish Hamas. Imagine these guys who we see executing people in the street, running Gaza as basically their own mafia kingdom. What happens if international aid comes in and these guys that we see on the screen are still around? It's going to be a replay of what happened for the past 20 years. They're going to take that aid hostage, they're going to shake down the people bringing in the aid, and all of the billions in reconstruction are going to go to make new terror tunnels, new rocket launching facilities, and new weapons for Hamas. They've already played this game. So obviously that needs to be prevented, and President Trump seems emphatic on this point, so I don't doubt him. And when he says we are going to disarm, I don't think he means the U.S.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think he's very serious about not committing U.S. troops on the ground in foreign conflicts. But what's amazing about it is when he says we, he means America and Israel are as allies. So we, in the way that maybe a president would have said the United States and the UK about a military operation. We means, in this case, Israel is going to provide the muscle for this. Now, it's not clear to me if that will happen quickly in one big push, or if it would happen in a kind of iterative process of attack as is happening in Lebanon. But obviously, you can't have reconstruction. You can't have an international government with these murderers and terrorists running the show behind the scenes.
And these people that we're looking at now, this was in these earlier releases that they turned into a kind of sick showbiz spectacle. These were the previous releases. Of course, to be fair, they did go along with releasing the hostages, this time in a dignified, low-key kind of a way. But these people we're looking at, I don't think they want peace, do they? They just don't want it.
And I think we need to give them at least the respect of taking them seriously and taking them literally. They believe in what they say. They say they prefer, death to life, and they want the road of jihad. I take that seriously. And we now see from all the footage that has come out of Gaza from before the war, they had a nice life before the war. They had malls and restaurants and cafes and shopping. And they chose this, and they chose it out of a belief and conviction. And I think maybe today, in our kind of post-ideological, post-religious, post-nationalist age, too many people in the West who wouldn't die for anything don't understand what the fanaticism of someone who would. But we have to take these people completely seriously.
So, in your view, to summarise, you do feel that Israel's going to have to finish the job with Hamas, unless...
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the point of this deal was to get the hostages out. Right? Everything else, that's a whole separate story.
So there will be more trouble ahead then?
There's no rest. There's no rest in the Middle East.
There's no rest. But we've got another minute or so, Eugene. I do think Donald Trump deserves great credit for what he's achieved.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, I think in many ways the war has ended. Right? Just because there's going to be other wars or other conflicts, Israel has fought multiple wars with Gaza, multiple wars with Lebanon. That's the nature of the region. But a real phase of this conflict has ended, and the hostages have been returned. That really changes Israel's position. Israel has withdrawn from significant territory. Israel is not there to occupy Gaza or control Gaza, and so that should make things easier. And I think in an important sense, the war is over. But now there's a new struggle to create a better Gaza. The war between Israel and Hamas is over, because that war was about getting the hostages out.
Okay.
Now the war to make Gaza safe is about to start.
Can I ask you a quick last question? It should be a much longer question, but we haven't got long to go. How much damage did Keir Starmer do to relations, our alliance with Israel, by recognising Palestine? Something for which I want to stress to you, Eugene, a lot of us in Britain feel very ashamed about.
So, and I think Israelis are savvy enough to distinguish between, Britain as a country, the British people, and the current lamentable government. But he did massive damage. It's not clear exactly what he did, because on one hand he said they're recognizing Palestine as a country, but on condition that Hamas is not part of the government. Well, turn on your TV. Hamas is the government.
Still is.
In Gaza. So is it recognized? Is it not recognized? He completely lost all credibility for the UK in this region with which it has a deep historical connection. But I'd say even worse for Britain, he really harmed relations with Donald Trump and undermined credibility in Washington.
Eugene, thank you so much. Got to go. Thank you. Eugene Kontorovich there, Israeli legal scholar.